What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So, I've had several people ask me this same question about Social Security versus SSI. Okay, and I want to debunk the rumors that are out there right now. You have lawmakers, you have the former president saying this exact same thing, that people that are coming to this country illegally are receiving Social Security benefits. So I want to put that to rest. Okay. Now I've talked about the funding before, but I haven't done a comparison between SSI and Social Security. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do that comparison. But first off, if I can ask you guys for one favor, just one favor, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to take a look. Let me bring this up to you for you guys to see. So I went ahead and created this illustration, and we're going to go over it. So you know the differences between SSI and Social Security. Okay, so they're different. They're not the same. They don't come from the same funding. That's the most important part. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, and the reason that I'm taking a look at SSI and Social Security is because immigrants do not qualify. So, I mean, there are different stages of people, their status. But when we're looking at what the politicians are really focusing on, they're focusing on people who are coming over here illegally, or they're focusing on people who are here and they're not citizens. Okay? So those are the two main immigrants that they're looking at. When it comes to that, when it comes to Social Security, they cannot receive Social Security benefits. Okay, and I'll explain to you why in this video. But when it comes to SSI, some of them might qualify for SSI. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's see the difference between SSI and Social Security. So the first thing here, we have SSI on the left side here, and then we have Social Security on the right side here. Okay, so what's the purpose of these programs? Why do we have SSI and why do we have Social Security? So when it comes to SSI, SSI provides financial assistance to individuals who are age 65 or older, blind, or disabled with limited income and resources. It is a means-tested program designed to help meet basic needs for food, clothing, and shelter. Okay, I should have had an R at the end of there. Okay, so that is what SSI is. Okay, so it covers a lot. So SSI, that's the reason why we have SSI. Now, when it comes to Social Security, and I think this is, most people know why we have Social Security, but we'll go ahead and look at the definition here. Social Security encompasses several programs, including retirement benefits, disability insurance. This is important, disability insurance, because a lot of people, they actually, when they look at Social Security, they just think of seniors, and seniors get Social Security, but it also protects you when it comes to disability insurance. So if you are working and you get injured and now you're no longer able to work, guess what? SSDI can kick in and you can receive benefits before you become a senior. So you could be of working age, let's say 30 or 40, you end up getting injured, and now you can qualify for SSDI. Now you are contributing. Every paycheck, you're contributing to SSDI, okay? You're contributing to the trust funds, and those trust funds are what will be able to issue out SSDI as well as Social Security. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. And survivor benefits. It provides income to individuals and their families based on their earnings history and is not means tested, okay? So it's not means tested. All right, so now that we understand the difference between Social Security and SSI, the next question is, how are they funded? Okay, and this is where when you hear these politicians talking about people who are illegally here or getting Social Security benefits, this is where this is debunked. Okay, this is where that is debunked. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So it says SSI is funded by general tax revenues from the U.S. Treasury, not Social Security taxes, okay? They say Social Security taxes. I just brought this directly from the definition. And so we know when they talk about Social Security taxes, they're talking about the contribution, talking about FICA, okay? Now it says, this means it is not funded by payroll taxes collected under the Federal Insurance Contribution Act, okay? Now this is what FICA is. This is the definition of FICA. So even in the definition, they're calling it a tax, and that's what we were familiar with the term tax. But I don't like to use that term, and the main reason I don't like to use that term is because people don't like to pay taxes. Okay, people would contribute to certain things, but they don't want to pay taxes. Okay, no one does. Okay, so if you're calling it a contribution, if you're calling it actually what it is, FICA, then that sounds better. And the way that I look at it, it sounds better because you're saying it's a contribution. You're contributing now, and then when you retire, you'll be able to receive some benefits from that. That is the way that it was designed, and that's the way that we should be phrasing it, a contribution and not a tax. But nonetheless, in this definition, that's what they're saying. They're saying the payroll tax. So what they are saying, though, is SSI is coming from the general fund. It is not coming from FICA. Okay? Very important distinction there. So the money that SSI is receiving, it's coming from our general fund, so general taxes that we're paying, that is where that's coming from. FICA is a separate fund. You have two trust funds. That is what's paying Social Security benefits. It's separate. It's not in the general fund. Thank God it's not in the general fund, because if it was in the general fund, Congress would have access to that money. And we do not want Congress to have access to that money because we see how Congress spends money. Okay? Both Democrats and Republicans spend like there's no tomorrow. That's why we have a $33 trillion debt. Okay? All right. So when it comes to funding for Social Security, let's look at that. Social Security benefits are primarily funded through payroll tax collected under FICA. Okay? So the contribution again. Workers and their employers pay into the Social Security Trust Fund through these taxes. Okay, so you're paying 6.2%, your employer's paying 6.2%, and that money is going to the Social Security Trust Funds, and that money goes to pay out benefits. That is how it works. And so once again, SSI, money is coming from the general fund. Social Security, money is coming from the trust funds. They're separate banks. They're not the same, okay? Okay, so now let's look at eligibility, and then we'll look at the amounts. So eligibility for SSI is based on age, disability status, and financial need. Okay, financial need. So this is where it would tie in if you are illegally here, or if you need financial assistance, you can apply for SSI. Okay, and that's where that comes in. Applicants must have limited income and resources to qualify. All right. Now, when it comes to eligibility for Social Security, and I've been saying this ever since I started hearing these lawmakers coming out and saying, not just lawmakers, people coming out and saying that illegal immigrants are getting benefits, Social Security benefits, and it's destroying the program and all this stuff. Ever since I started hearing that, I wanted to come out and let you guys know, look, this is not true, and this is the reason why. The eligibility. Okay. Eligibility for Social Security benefits such as retirement and disability is based on work credits accumulated through earnings. Work credits accumulated through earnings. You have to actually work and earn the credits to receive Social Security benefits. So grandma coming over from another country and getting here, and she's over, let's say she's 67, she cannot apply for Social Security benefits because she hasn't worked in the U.S. She doesn't have any credits in the U.S. Okay, so let's move on. The amount of benefits depends on the individual's earnings history and the number of work credits they have earned. Okay, so very simple here. You earn credits, you qualify for Social Security benefits, and then you'll get an amount depending on that. Okay, that's how it works. That's how Social Security works. And we've talked about SSI. SSI is coming from the general fund. You don't need to meet those credits or anything like that when it comes to SSI. All right, let's look at the final information here. This is the amounts. So SSI provides a basic monthly benefit amount that may be supplemented by state funds. The amount is determined by federal and state standards, and it can be reduced if the recipient has other income or receives in-kind support and maintenance. Okay, so that's SSI. Now, when it comes to Social Security benefit amounts are calculated based on the worker's average index monthly earnings, so the AIME, and the primary insurance amount, the PIA. Benefits can vary widely depending on the individual's work history and the age at which they begin receiving benefits. Okay, so that's it. That is the difference between Social Security and SSI. Now, you cannot qualify if you're illegally here, even if you're legally here. Let's go through this scenario because this is another scenario that I've heard. So let's say you are here, you're documented, you're not a citizen, you've been working, you've been paying into the payroll contribution, but you haven't reached those 10 years, you're not going to qualify for Social Security benefits. And one of the things you'll hear from lawmakers, and I agree with what they're saying here when it comes to immigrants actually help Social Security. Because if you have people coming to this country, as long as they're working and paying into the payroll contribution and they're not getting money under the table or anything like that, so they're not getting cash for their work, they are contributing to Social Security beneficiaries. And a lot of those immigrants won't work the 10 years. They might work 5 years, 6 years, and then they might go back to their home country or what have you. And so they are contributing to Social Security benefits. And also, if we're in a situation right now where we're seeing a workforce, when you compare the workforce to the actual people receiving benefits, it's starting to dwindle. So you have 3 people working for every 1 person receiving benefits. One way to change that is by immigration reform, because if you reform immigration, you have people that are coming in. Those people are at working age. They start working. They start contributing to the payroll contribution. And guess what? That 3-to-1 ratio could go up to a 4-to-1 or to 5-to-1 because we'll have these people coming in right away. And so this whole talk about immigration would actually help Social Security. So it's the opposite of what lawmakers are telling you. Some of these lawmakers are actually telling you, no, this is what's tearing Social Security apart. Actually, it's helping Social Security. And it will continue to help Social Security. But what we need to do is we need immigration reform. Because by having immigration reform, now all employers will have to do things the right way. You're not going to have people that are getting paid under the table, illegally being paid, and not having to contribute to FICA. And as well as employers. Employers don't have to contribute to FICA if they're paying someone under the table. And so we really need to take advantage of this. We have people who are here who are willing to work, willing and able to work. Let's allow them to work, give them work permits so they can work, contribute to FICA, and that will help people currently receiving benefits, and it will prolong Social Security. Okay, it will prolong it. It's not going to prolong it for 75 years, but it could prolong it for another 2 to 5 years. And that would be good as well, okay, because we're talking about Social Security reform and all of that. Part of reform, I think we need to look at immigration reform as well. So I want to know what you guys think about all this, so let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.